Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Napoleon Total, back with some Shogun 2, Scramble for the Far East. And yes, this is actually a multiplayer battle, so not what you think it is. It's not a campaign and battle, and this is a multiplayer battle. I was leading Prussia, and I am double teaming against Mido Streamer, who is right here, and an AI, who is right here in this forest line. Obviously, Scramble for the Far East is a mod in Shogun 2, and yes, it is very interesting, and so you should all get it. But yes, I am double teaming. I am playing as Prussia, and yes, let's get into the army compositions. And army compositions will be a little bit different because we are not dealing with Shogun 2. In the front lines, I have five units of Brunswick infantry. These guys in black and blue, very good looking uniforms. One of my most favorite units in terms of looks. That and the French Old Guard Grenadiers are also up there. I have also 5 units of line infantry. Behind them, I have 5 units of Hessian infantry. And yes, that's it for this right here. On this side, I am also deploying 4 units. My bad. Lifeguards. The rules for this battle was max 2 for each person of elite infantry, and lifeguards are considered elite infantry. As a matter of fact, they're considered very elite infantry. Now, because I am double teaming, I get to field 4 and not 2, so that is going to come really in handy, and that's why it made me win the battle. But that said, we also, that is it for my army, and I also have my general. We cannot forget the general, who is right here. You can tell because he has the wonderful uniform set, and he's the only one that appears to have the Iron Cross on him for Medal of Bravery, apparently. But let's get to the Russians before this battle actually starts, and thankfully, in this mod, battles don't happen that quickly. The Russian, led by Mido, on this side, are bringing a lot of Marines. 1, 2, 3, 4. A few right here, and more Marines in this forest line. This being a new player, and he has brought some lifeguards, 2 units of lifeguards. And yeah, 2 units of pretty good looking lifeguard units. He also has some more infantry in the forest right there. He also has this unit of, sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, Kanzaki Jaegers. Yes, they look absolutely wonderful. He also has his general back in the woods, and his general is right here, once again. Pretty elaborate uniform, with the headdress and stuff. His ally, apparently I couldn't make any rules for his ally because his ally is an AI. His allies bring some Marines. He also bring more Marines. He also brings some more Marines. And more Marines. He has a 12-pounder field cannon. Cuirassiers of the Guard, a cavalry unit. Marines, lifeguards, so 1 lifeguard. And he has a unit of Kazaki Jaegers with some Cuirassiers of the Guard. He also has some more Marines in the back lines. And he has a unit of lifeguards. And he has some more Marines. So yes, and of course we cannot forget the general staff. And the general himself is right here, with the lovely uniform. So back to the battlefield. We can finally press play now. I realized that, well, off the bat, my army is obviously going to be smaller, but I have one advantage. One is in unit size. Technically, all these Russian Marines have better stats all across the board, with more morale and stuff like that, but, yes, with more morale. Actually, they don't have that much better. My guys are still better in terms of reload skill and accuracy. But yes, they are better in accuracy, somewhat worse in reload skill, but, yeah, I wouldn't get these guys if I was playing as Russia. What unit I would bring is I'll be either spamming the Alexander Daparovsky infantry, which I am definitely pronouncing wrong, or the Tokugawa Grenadiers, which once again I am definitely pronouncing wrong. But that said, I understand why he would bring them. They are one of the best. However, for those the latter two infantry units, one is the Alexander infantry and one is the Tokugawa Grenadiers. They have 40 more men than my guys, so they have a unit of 240. I only have a unit of 220. And the reason why the team, what I believe, would do that is because Russia is underpowered. And the reason why they're underpowered is literally their guns suck. And when I mean suck, I mean literally suck. The Russian army at this time was still using smoothbore muskets, which is accurately represented in the game. My guys will be using the rifle muskets. As a matter of fact, some of my elite units, which include the lifeguards, which I'm bringing 4 of them, have the needle gun essentially, or better known to you and me as I think it's a needle. Yeah, the official term is a needle gun. For the FOTS team, I think, but it's essentially they shoot very quickly, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, reload skill of 61, and accuracy of 27. Their lifeguards, as a matter of fact, don't even have that. Their lifeguards have only 30 reload skill and 24 accuracy, so my guys are going to outshoot them, and that's because we have better technology, essentially. So, however, what I don't have is numbers, and the Russians are going to overwhelm us. Technically, I'm defending on 2 fronts, one right here against the AI, and one right here against the Marines. A new thing that has been added in this mod is the cadence, and for those who don't know, a cadence is basically like Yari Run. And obviously in Shogun 2, Yari Run is to increase the speed, but for a cadence, it's basically almost the exact same thing, except for it just helps with the morale, I think, and with the run speed of the unit. It makes it from if the unit is exhausted, it will go back to fresh, but only for a short time. Anyway, I am setting up in this force line, and we are gonna blast anyone who comes remotely near. So essentially, what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to hold this tree line because I am heavily outnumbered. I do have 4 units of reserves. They're gonna be my Hessian infantry, and they're gonna be looking this way. And yeah, I also have 4 more units of the infantry, just standard Prussian infantry, moving to this way, and we're gonna be attacking on this side. Or to be exact, we should be defending on this side. My units are currently not been seen, so I'm gonna move these guys back, and that is gonna make the Russian AI gonna engage me. On this other side, it is revealed that Maido is gonna be deploying a lot of units. And for those who don't know, in Scramble for the Far East, shooting is less accurate, and that is represented because the Russians are using muskets, and even my guns are not that accurate. 19, while they have 20. So in terms of accuracy, they outdo me, but in terms of reload skill, I have more men. So yes. Also, not to mention the fact that we are in a forest, so that's going to make shooting each other even more impossible. But let's just watch some action. Oops. As you just saw, most of the shots from the enemy just fly over the heads, which is actually historically accurate. The Russian AI is actually going to be kind of smart, and is going to be using a Grenadiers, Cressiers of the Guard to flank, which is technically what you should do with cavalry, even for a human player. But this AI does a pretty good job. For this one cavalry unit and everything else, it was a saving grace for me. When I saw this cavalry unit charging at me, well, apparently it looked like it was charging at me. Yeah, it's charging at us. I decided to form square. And before I did that, I popped a cadence because I want to have my guys move even faster. But these Cressengers of the Guard are no joke. They look 100% awesome. The standard bearer right here has, yeah. But this unit is formed into a square now. There's nothing I can do about that. And the rest of the units, this other unit, the Cressengers of the Guard on this side, has also done the exact same thing. And I formed into a square a long earlier, so we should be doing quite well. Let me get a screenshot. Yeah, but it's not going to work for them because I'm in square formation, which basically, for those who don't know, square formation basically wards off the cavalry, as it was intended to use historically. The Russians on this side have essentially just massed themselves in a mass file formation. I was pretty dang unhappy that I did not bring an artillery piece, but at this point I still don't really need an artillery piece, because I have my guys just opening fire en masse. These guys have already gotten 222 kills, and it doesn't seem like they're stopping. I'm also going to be sending in reinforcements in terms of line infantry, but I'll focus on elsewhere, and particularly here, where more Cressengers of the Guard are going to be charging into my Hessian infantry. And yes, to make the situation worse, the Russians are also, Mito is going to be flanking on the right. And he's also going to be opening fire on my Hessian infantry, but I've deployed another unit infantry to scare him off. And at this point, I'm starting to lose reserves, because I know for sure he has a lot of reserves right here, or here. But yes. Not to mention the fact that he has units right here. The thing that you shouldn't do about your units... Okay, let me get out, because in this mod, the gun sounds are a lot louder than you would expect. So that means I either have to talk louder, which my voice can't handle, or I just zoom out, which I am gonna zoom out. What he did was just, after he attacked, you move your cavalry back through your own lines, which is not a bad idea, except for the fact that these guns are very inaccurate, which means if you don't want to get friendly fire, move them to the sides, like how they would historically do it. Also, not to mention the fact that he has multiple ranks. He has one rank right here and the other rank right here. That is a recipe for getting friendly fire. And during this battle, I could literally see it. His units didn't get that many kills, mostly because he's getting friendly fired in the back. So yes. On this side, the Russian lifeguards decided to charge me, which I was really not against. The Russian lifeguards are very good at literally charging us. In terms of melee attack, they are way better. Melee attack of 10, we have a melee attack of 5, as a melee defense of 5. So these guys are going to be perfect on the charge, and my guys are really suffering. My infantry are really suffering. But thankfully, the Russians decide to pull up their artillery to help with this situation. But because my guys, I think it's a common trait for the AI to do this. What they do is they're going to move up the artillery and set it up. But at the same time, your guys will be opening fire as soon as possible. I think this artillery just bugged out and decided to charge my infantry line. But I was desperately trying to get my guys in formation after dealing with some Cressengers of the Guard with the Russian cavalry. But the Russian artillery just got destroyed en masse. And to make the situation better, because the enemy is so blobbed up in this one place, I'm going to have the units start moving to the right. And yes, the other artillery piece is still trying to move away, and Mito didn't bring an artillery piece, I think. Actually, no, this is Mito's artillery, I think. But anyway, this line of battle is still raging on in the forest, and obviously a big mistake is that he's gunning his own troops down. As you can see, most of the kills, most of the deaths are from these two lines, which shouldn't be really happening considering the fact that they're kneeling. And these musket balls are so inaccurate, so the only explanation is that he's getting volleyed in the back, which is absolutely happening with these units. This unit, which isn't getting volleyed in the back, has 114. This unit, which is definitely getting volleyed in the back, is getting 72, while my units who are not getting volleyed in the back have 182. Not to mention my units are bigger. The Russians also have, Mito's artillery piece, a 12-pounder field gun, is opening fire on my guys. and boy do these guns look awesome. Yes. Yeah, they look very awesome. Not to mention the fact that these Russian uniforms are actually also historically accurate. These are the actual historical uniforms for the Russian army. But on the other side, this battle is heating up. The Russians have lost a lot of units. My guys have gotten a lot of kills, 532. And this unit of lifeguards has to face this unit, so our flank is open, which does mean that my morale will drop. But because these are lifeguards, it will not be that big a problem. This Russian lifeguards decides to start doing a shooting match, which I am absolutely gonna take because my guys are way better than shooting. Not to mention the fact that yeah, stuff is happening. Mado decided to send in 1 lifeguards of his own and some marines, and we're gonna be having another shooting contest against my guys. And our guys, although it looks like we're losing, we're just trying to buy time. We actually got more kills, 79 against 65, but that's great. Once again, Mido, if you're watching, do not ever use this formation. This is called fire by rank, and although it allows you to fire consistently, you don't really want to do that because you should rather just use it. You should rather use fire at fire at will with these units clumped up. That means in one volley everyone can fire. This is really useful. This is really useful against cavalry, massive blobs of infantry, and yes. On the other side, my guys have been firing so fast that they ran out of ammunition. So we're gonna charge them straight in, and yeah, it's not looking pretty for us or the enemy. Most of these Russian Marines are going against the Prussian lifeguards, and it's not looking good for the Russian Marines. This is a wonderful shot. Just the amount of standards and clears in this one place. One second. That said, this Russian army is still not breaking. Other units that have this unit is not out of ammunition, so I'm just gonna move them, and we're gonna volley them in the back. That's causing a massive morale break. Not to mention the fact that we're getting massive kills. And you also might, okay, one second. You also might be wondering why am I so blobbed up. I am literally 6 ranks deep with my lifeguards, and the reason why I'm doing that is that because I noticed in this mod that no matter how much you blob up, at least if you're in range, your guys are able to shoot. So that is something to keep in mind. But on this side, the Russians have also fired all their ammunition. Actually, no, sorry, my bad. The Russian Cressagers of the Guard decided to go in for another charge. I did not form square because this unit is only down to 4 men. And so yes. Now Mido is sending even more troops to the right with some Marines, a fresh lifeguard unit, one fresh lifeguard, 1 fresh Marine unit, and 2 more Marine units. So his reserve is coming this way, and at this point I didn't really have an answer for that except for depleted units. My guys, although are doing a pretty good job, they are pretty depleted. This unit is out of ammunition. These 2 units are still firing, and the reason why they're still firing is because their reload rate is not that high as compared to the Prussian lifeguards. That said, this Marine unit is opening fire. And at this point, I'm just trying to gun down as many as I can with this AI faction. So yeah, that's that. And on this side, it's starting to calm down, which is great. The Russians are just deploying their Kalinsky their Jaegers to fire at my guys, and I don't really have an answer to that because I didn't bring any Jaegers, and yeah, they're focusing fire on this Hessian unit, which is doing way better against this Russian line infantry, but it's starting to take its toll. Finally, we can see some of their Jaegers, and Jaegers and regular infantry have the exact same range, so you might be wondering why would you get Jaegers. one, Jaegers can hide in the forest, and two, they're way more accurate. Yes, especially for units like the British, I think. Actually, no, I take that back. No. Yeah. But the Russians, my guys are starting to gun out, the Russian lifeguards, and we're actually doing quite a good job of it. On this other side, some of the AI units are coming back, so they're going to be fired on the flank, which doesn't really matter because they are so inaccurate, and other stuff. In this forest, we see a lot of Russians, so I was literally don't know what to do because this flank, if they attack this flank, I had literally no reserves. Not to mention the fact that now my guys are all out of ammunition, so I literally have to charge them head on. Those 5 units or so that you saw in this tree line were fresh units, so I didn't really have an answer for that. Well, I'm just gonna bayonet charge the Russian Marines, and we actually do kind of well against these Jaegers. Well, obviously because they're Jaegers. But elsewhere, the enemy is I'm gonna shatter the enemy, but every time I shatter them, they'll just come back, and I really don't have an answer for that because I don't have any cavalry. So basically, I'm literally forced to retreat, and when they are reformed, I'm gonna charge them down the hill, and then after they run away, they're gonna come back, and then I will have to retreat, and then yeah. This is the only unit that has ammunition, and it's not a lot, but I'm just going to be using suppression fire, which increases the reload against these guys. These guys are not even opening fire, so that's a shame. On the side, the Russians decide to attack me on here, and I really don't have an answer. This lifeguards unit is out of ammunition. These 2 units are depleted so much that I literally can't use them in action. And this lifeguards unit is down to 42, getting 873 kills, and is going into action against some Marines. And they're absolutely going to wreck this Marine unit because they're lifeguards. Not to mention I have another lifeguard right behind it, and I'm blasting the Russian Marines. At this point, this battle still doesn't look pretty good for me. Once again, most of my guys on this side are out of ammunition. And more of my lifeguards are out of ammunition, so yeah, that's unfortunately bad. And the Russians are trying to turn my flank, which is a great idea, except for the fact now they're cornered. And the reason why I might have lost is because there's a thing called if you have so basically in Scramble for the Far East, if you attack, make sure if you're surrounded, you're as you can see right here, I'm attacking this way, and I'm eventually begin attacking this way. If you're surrounded and if you fire, your unit's morale will go down. Even if you have other units facing the other side. So like, he has units facing here and units facing here. But the reason why he lost was because, one, I was trying to flank to the best of my ability, as you can see right here. And another reason is because, his guys literally have their backs against each other, and that's a bad thing. If your backs are behind like a river, that's fine, but like don't do this. And what's even worse is like you're being fired from both sides, in particular the back. That's gonna drop the morale by a lot. And so that's the main reason why he lost, or else he could have actually won the battle. But also not to mention the fact that his ally was to put it in a nice way, a fool. But yes, just look at the amount of dead right here. The amount of the winter grass and the colors of the Russian units. Yeah, we'll be having a great time taking these Russian colors. Obviously, historically, taking colors and standards was a big priority. But as on the side, my lifeguards are slowly advancing because I know for certain that his guns are not that accurate, and I also need to rest up my guys. This unit of 29 getting 888 kills of lifeguards is also starting to run. But on this side, the real deal is going to happen because my lifeguards are going to be charging in. My guys are going to be hit with suppressing fire, but that's alright. Suppressing fire decreases the accuracy, which is really important, but increases the reload speed, so it depends on what I'm trying to say. On the side, we have finally cleared out all this reserves, and these 3 units are so depleted that I really can't be using them in battle anymore. They need to rest up, and yeah. And to make matters even worse, the Russians are Mito is just coming back, and yes. On this side, I'm literally moving. I'm literally firing on flank, which is really doing a lot to the enemy morale. Not to mention the fact on this side, I pop a cadence, and my guys will be charging in head on against the Russians. All my lifeguards are out of ammunition. This Russian lifeguard is facing the wrong way, and they're getting shot in the back, which does mean that it's going to be a high morale debuff, as you can see by the morale right here. However, it is a lifeguards unit, so it's not really going to matter. On this side, my own lifeguards was shot to the very last man, and we're gonna be charging even more lifeguards in here. And so yes, that's it. As you can see by the top of graphical screen, Mito has committed all his reserves to this area, and now they're getting surrounded, and now they're getting defeated. So that's unfortunate for him. At this point, I'm feeling pretty confident, and I don't know if he has any more units. From the looks of it, there is, with 2 pieces of artillery, 12-pounders and a 12-pounder field gun. And for those who don't know, 12-pounders in this game are they don't do a lot of damage. It's not like the Armstrong guns in, it's not like the Armstrong guns in Shogun 2. Is that the March of the Pribezhetsky? No, it's not. But on this side, my guys are gonna be preparing to attack this this field gun emplacement. This officer is preparing his men to charge, and they are about to charge. Before they charge, they're gonna unleash a volley. Obviously, that's not gonna do a lot of damage. He is going to be switching to canister shot, and thankfully for him, it actually takes out some of my guys right here. But I'm just going to form up and prepare to charge. I'm shooting at the unit because I want to kill the horses. Killing the horses makes this unit immobile, and the second it's immobile, I have a very good time. As you can see right here, this cannon is now immobile. I eventually just decided, you know what, I'm just going to sound the attack, and my guys are preparing to charge head on against some guns firing canister shot. As you can see, the morale of my guys is very low, and that is because we're literally charging canister units with canister shot. However, the Russian morale is even worse because they've lost the battle. Army losses, yes, that's the main reason why. My units are a drop of morale because I'm getting canister shot, so that's unfortunate. But we are going to be charging head on, and I'm going to pop a cadence for the last time. That was a pretty good volley. Oof! These guys won. Oh my god. Yeah, but this unit, I pop the cadence just to make sure the morale won't break, and we're just going to be going into melee. And on the other side, we'll be trying to take this cannon emplacement. Obviously, I don't have cavalry, so I really can't do any massive maneuvers. The Russian general is going to be committed, and yeah. And cavalry units actually don't do that bad, considering the fact that, yeah. Historically, cavalry was a pretty... Depending on the cavalry that you have, it could be very terrifying. And yes, this unit routes before my men even get there, so that's great and wonderful. And that is the battle. We're actually gonna end the battle, and we're actually gonna see who got what kills, because this is my first time doing Scramble for the Far East battle, and I think you should all stay in tune. And for those who don't know, all the art, background art, has been revamped with scenes from the Boshin War, the Russo-Japanese War, and from the first Sino-Japanese War. Unfortunately, we don't get to see any scenes from the Crimean War, the Franco-Prussian War, nor the American Civil War, so that's unfortunate. Obviously, those are way ahead of this time. The American Civil War, starting in 1864, this mod starts in 1859, I think. Yes, starts around 1859. But so yes, that's that. That also explains why so many of my enemy are using muskets and not the standard rifled muskets, which the Prussians will be using. I'm actually most of my elite units are using the needle gun, and that is the main reason why I won. And also their lifeguards, so they have a better charge capability. But in terms of unit stats, my general getting 28 kills. My lifeguards one unit and ran out of ammunition after firing all its ammunition. Got 888. Lifeguards 701. Pretty solid kills from our lifeguards. Light infantry doing not so well, but they're also doing quite well. Some units haven't even got that bad of a kill. And yes, Mido Streamer, he's gonna be 33 kills. Lifeguards 190, pretty good, all across the board. If his units charged in, or if he brought in Alexander Underpov or the Topolkovsky Grenadiers, which obviously I'm pronouncing wrong, and he charged in the beginning of the battle, I would have been so screwed. One, because those units and all Russian line infantry units have 40 more men than a regular unit. A regular unit has 200. A normal Russian line infantry, with the exception of Marines, have 240, which makes them insane. Not to mention the fact that if you charge them in, they do way better in melee than my guys. So yeah. So I guess the goal here, the way that you win with the Russians is essentially charge them in. The way that you win with the Prussians is shoot them out. And yes, that's it for this battle. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Now, before you leave, I would like to thank you very much for watching this video. I would be honored if you could like and subscribe to the channel. Remember, more videos are coming out, so it is a good idea to click on that notification button. Anyways, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.